harassment court of conduct of 2 by anybody.
You're talking rubbish, mate.
Okay, well, if you believe.
Sorry, mate. You've been more than
inside the palace, has it?
the drone is in my car.
Okay. He's flown the pad from here. He's flown it along the drive and above. I don't know whether he's landed it inside.
No, I didn't land it. I just flew over the palace. Did a bit of
and
nosying.
Are still filming? You're a YouTuber?
GoPro, yes.
You're a YouTuber.
Are you a viewer?
What's your YouTube name?
You're a copper, so
I am, yeah.
I'm just going to give you information without a reason.
Recording, is it?
Not the video, no.
No?
It will. Does it need to be, or?
No, it doesn't. So, well, what
basically,
did they do with you then?
I've flown over there. I've had a lot of hassle off the not these guys, but the other team.
You've been told not to fly it here?
I've been told not allowed.
Yeah.
And I told them I'm allowed.
No, you're not.
So I did it.
No, you're not.
Over this because of the helicopters.
From the moment the officers turn up at Hampton Court Palace, the attitude is clear. One officer immediately resorts to sarcasm, parroting the auditor's words instead of having a professional conversation. That choice sets the encounter on the wrong foot. Mockery replaces dialogue, and it signals that the officer isn't interested in understanding the situation, only shutting it down. He then confidently tells the auditor that flying a drone over the palace is prohibited. His colleague backs him up with a vague reference to helicopters in the area, but that explanation doesn't stand up to scrutiny. Hampton Court Palace is not automatically covered by restricted or prohibited airspace. Unless a specific temporary flight restriction is active, and there's no evidence that one was in place here, there is no blanket ban on drone flights in that location. Once again, authority is being asserted without legal grounding, relying on confidence rather than actual regulation.
It's not a no-fly zone here.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes.
Can you show me?
You gotta look it up. It is on there. Go ahead and look it up.
I did all my due diligence before I got here.
Palaces, royals, and if the staff says no, it's
not about the staff saying no. It's about the law, my friend. Come on.
It is. If they're saying.
So there's no fly zones like airport there, but we're there. There's nothing.
But it's if you looked it up, Hampton Court Palace, no fly zone. All right. So this is what we're gonna do.
I've checked.
Okay. Well, you can say that if you've checked or not.
There's no fly zone here, my
but
friend.
We're saying that it's not, and you know we've looked it up as well.
At this point, the issue has nothing to do with airspace. It's about control. The officer is shown clear, current information that contradicts his position, and instead of reassessing, he doubles down. That reaction isn't driven by safety concerns or legal authority, it's driven by ego. Rather than pause, verify, or accept correction, he leans on status. "We've checked" becomes a substitute for evidence, a phrase meant to end the discussion without actually justifying anything. But authority doesn't work that way. When publicly available regulations prove an officer wrong and they refuse to acknowledge it, the damage goes beyond this one encounter. It erodes confidence in policing itself. Drone operations in the UK are governed by the Civil Aviation Authority, not personal certainty or uniformed confidence. Law isn't decided by who speaks the loudest, and pretending otherwise only exposes the weakness of the position being defended.
So I don't look. It's a busy Friday night. All right, busy Friday night. We need to be out there. We're already stripped to a few units. Okay.
Right.
If we can just get your name, we'll treat this as words of advice. Just please don't do it again. If the staff are here and all the other staff,
you should be educating them, saying he's allowed to fly over.
No. It's not allowed.
Them after.
We'll speak to
We
them.
just have to deal with you first.
But we are just dealing with you. I don't want this to go long.
You've told me it's a no-fly zone.
I don't want this to go on any longer. If we could just have your name.
But this is going to keep happening. If people come here to fly drones and these guys, not you, but if the team come out and say, can't do it.
We've already had the info done from our...
Can you tell me what legislation so I can check? Because I want to learn here.
No, we've told you that is your learning. We're not allowed.
That's not good enough, my friend.
Yes, it is. Because we are police officers.
You're an officer.
We're telling you. Yeah.
That's not good enough.
All right.
When the auditor asks for the legal basis behind the officer's claims, he isn't being confrontational. He's doing what any informed member of the public should do, asking for clarity. A lawful instruction should be backed by law, not attitude. Yet instead of citing any legislation or pointing to a genuine airspace restriction, the officer abruptly shuts the conversation down and leans on his uniform as justification. That isn't how police authority works in the UK. Police powers don't exist by default, they must be grounded in statute or common law. When those powers are questioned, officers are expected to explain them, not evade the question. Ending a discussion with "because I've told you" isn't enforcement, it's deflection. This kind of response reveals a mindset focused on status rather than service. Public trust isn't built through blind compliance, it's built through transparency, accountability, and the willingness to justify actions within the boundaries of the law.
I need to know the legislation.
Yeah.
I need to know the legislation that I've broken here, so I don't do it again.
See, it's completely up to you if you want to give us your details or not. Okay.
It's not about details, mate. Your colleague here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I hang around for police to arrive, and I didn't hang around, I was getting some food and I saw you and I thought I'd pop over, is so that I can see or know that the people who have restricted my legal activity today, the drone flying, get educated and say, look, he's allowed to fly. He may not like it, but he can do it, right?
Hampton Court Palace have said that is supposedly a no-fly zone. So obviously we've come with like the information that we've been told. I've read through, and it says no-fly zones. Obviously 5 kilometres from airports. This isn't an airport, but the grey area that we're trying to deal with is where they're saying it's a helicopter thing as well. So that's where we're a bit...
Usually helicopter pads are not a no-fly zone, but they're on here to tell us to obviously watch out for aerial traffic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything on. I'll show you what I look at. I haven't seen anything on the app at all.
Okay.
It does turn yellow in a minute. There we go.
Yeah.
All that side there is, you'll see, Bushy Park.
Yeah.
The auditor's position here is completely sound. In the UK, responsible drone pilots are expected to check airspace status using live, CAA-approved tools such as Drone Assist or similar platforms. These apps may display helicopter activity indicators or advisory zones where low-level manned aircraft are known to operate, but those markers are informational, not prohibitions. They exist to promote awareness and safe decision-making, not to automatically ban flying. A drone flight only becomes unlawful when it takes place inside a restricted or controlled area, such as near airports, military sites, protected locations, or when a temporary restriction or NOTAM is in force. Outside of those circumstances, flying remains legal provided the operator follows safety rules and maintains visual line of sight. Helicopters operating nearby do not, by themselves, create a no-fly zone. Since the auditor checked current airspace data and found no restrictions in effect, he was acting entirely within the law.
Area of scientific interest, SSI.
Right, okay.
But I'm not in that. We're at the Palace, which is actually right bang in the middle.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, 100%.
There's nothing on there to say I can't fly, which is why I did it.
I think what they are just worried about is if there is suddenly a helicopter that needs to come, which, I mean, I know it seems like a bit far-fetched.
Right.
Okay, but just in case.
They didn't mention that when we had a talk.
No, of course, no, I understand.
They just mentioned everything else.
Yeah.
A wedding going on, other concerns.
So yeah, there is something about the privacy side of things as well, because if there's a wedding as well, maybe they don't want it.
I said to them, I'm going to stay very high to the people with the tiny dots. I've got no issue with what you've said to me, but your colleague saying it's a no-fly zone is not good.
Yeah,
because now they're going to be under the impression that they can restrict people flying.
Yeah, that's it. I'll speak to them after, obviously. I'll speak to them. I'll say what you've said to them.
Oh, she's back out. Hello.
Have you got it in? Sorry, do you mind just going over there, please?
I can do, yeah. I'm going to go, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, well, that's why we're trying to speak to them, and then we'll speak to you. If you can just stand by my colleague, please.
All right. Sorry to interrupt. I haven't got all night, mate. Can we do it quickly, or?
I'm trying to get it done as quickly as possible. If you keep interrupting us, then obviously it's going to take a little bit longer. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll be.
Can I just go?
We'll just have to explain 1 or 2 things, and then you can go. All right, because it's busy for us as well.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
I've been here a while. You spoke to you for an hour, didn't I?
It shouldn't be an emergency response, but if
what, you came on emergency?
Well, no, we're an emergency response team. All right.
Got it. Okay.
So basically, what they've said is, you know that you see those blocks like there to the left, just in front of the palace, that whole block there with the bushes.
This building.
Yeah, not the first bit here, but the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all like residential.
Okay.
Whereabouts were you flying it from?
I've flown everything, mate, but I'll be honest with you, this long building here,
it's
probably the one part I haven't really flown in there.
Okay, that's fine. It's just because you have to be 110 metres away from residential buildings as well.
No.
Yeah.
The officer claims the auditor isn't allowed to fly within 120 meters of residential areas. That statement is both legally and factually wrong. The old rule, in fact, set the distance at 150 meters, and even then it only applied to larger drones in higher risk categories, like the A2 or A3 subcategories under CAA regulations. The auditor, however, is flying a DJI Mini, which weighs under 250 grams and falls into the A1 subcategory of the open category. That classification explicitly permits flights near people and within residential, commercial, or recreational areas, meaning the drone operation in question is completely lawful.
120 meters from residential areas.
Why does it say that? I'm not trying to catch you out. I know my legislation on it because I fly it, and I've never heard of that.
Drone and model aircraft code, points 3 to 9.
Yeah.
Fly below. And then there was fly below 120, which you said you were doing perfectly fine. No problem. And then there's a residential, commercial, 150 meters, sorry.
Okay.
Keep at least 150 meters away from.
My drone is small, so my drone is that.
Okay.
So go by that.
Okay, what drone do you have?
It's 249 gram. It's under 250.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no problem. That's fine.
Is that been made clear?
His drone is under 250 grams, which that doesn't apply to.
Good.
So
You saw the drone, right? It was a baby.
It's the weight, and the weight only. So if it's below, hang on. If the weight is 150, if the weight is 150, then it's above. Then all the license, blah blah blah, and all that. If it's less than, however, that supersedes if it has a camera. All right.
When the original officer returns, his dismissive tone comes back, and so does a new wave of misinformation. This time, he attempts to cite drone legislation but immediately undermines himself by claiming the weight limit is 150 grams. That's not a minor mistake, it's a fundamental error that casts doubt on everything else he asserts. UK drone rules are heavily based on weight, and the correct threshold for key categories, including which classification a drone falls under, is 250 grams, not 150. Misstating this basic fact makes it clear that the officer doesn't understand the core rules he's supposedly enforcing.
Anyway,
It doesn't.
I'm not. I don't. I've got.
Come on, man. I do this every day.
I've got better staff.
You shouldn't have been called. I know they called you for a good reason.
To do. Just please.
With a good intention.
Don't do it.
But it's not a police matter, my friend.
Just go. It's not. I know it isn't.
You're telling me not to do it. I'm allowed to do it. I am going to continue doing it. Don't tell me not to do it, man.
Okay. Well, we'll be here then again.
You're wasting your time.
I am wasting my time. All right. Thank you very much for
Why are
your
you
time,
being stubborn?
sir.
This officer's
Goodbye,
been
sir.
great. What a rude. What's his number? 4198. There's no need for that, mate. No need.
You're making it worse. And
No, but you should be telling them. You should be telling them that we can't stop him.
All right.
Me. I know.
He should know the law. This officer knows the law.
It's nothing to do with
He knows the law.
Both of you. No, I'm the one teaching him. All right.
You're teaching him.
I am
Sorry.
separating
Yeah.
both parties because
No, I'm going to go. I'm
this
going to
is
go.
not.
So you're teaching him.
This moment highlights the ego-driven approach of the officer in question. The auditor calmly points out the stark difference between the two officers. One clearly understands the law, the other does not. In response, the defensive officer interjects, declaring, "I'm the one teaching him." It's not just defensiveness, it's a clear attempt to deflect from his own repeated mistakes. Throughout the encounter, he's been wrong on multiple fronts, misstating drone weight limits, inventing non-existent flight restrictions, refusing to cite legislation, and mocking the auditor instead of engaging professionally. When these errors are pointed out, factually and without aggression, his reaction is not reflection or correction, but an assertion of authority, as if claiming to be the teacher can replace understanding the law.
I don't really have time.
Are you
for
saying
this,
you're
all right?
teaching him?
I'm separating both
That's
parties.
awful, mate.
I've spoken to you. I've spoken to them. I've already.
Do you know what I'm
said-
gonna do now you've dealt with it, Lewis?
I've already said your part to them.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
And
I'm going to
I've
make sure
already
that
said-
loads of people come here and fly drones because you need to educate them and say we're allowed to do it.
Well, if that amounts to harassment, then so be it.
No, not me, other
No,
people.
thank you. Yeah, it's a harassment court of conduct of two by anybody.
You're talking rubbish,
if
mate.
you're okay, well, if you believe.
Sorry, man, you've been more than you've been perfect. This officer has a problem, and if he's teaching you, I feel bad for you, mate. You've learned a lot from somebody else, clearly.
What I
You
was
know, yes.
asking you was,
Yeah.
as a human being,
yeah.
we have children on site.
Yeah, I've got no issue with you.
Security
Yeah.
breach.
Doesn't care
That's
about
the only.
Of course I care about that. What did I say about that? I said I'm going to stay high, didn't I?
yeah, I think they're just concerned about the safeguarding.
That's fine. I've got no issue with them.
When a staff member raises concerns about children on site, the auditor responds calmly and responsibly, explaining that he plans to fly at a higher altitude to ensure safety and avoid any disruption. This is exactly the type of careful, measured behavior expected under the law, knowing the rules and actively applying them to reduce risk. Instead of acknowledging this, the dismissive officer uses the moment to make a snide remark, implying the auditor doesn't care. It's a baseless jab that ignores the reality. The auditor has clearly demonstrated an intention to operate safely, following CAA guidance. While the regulations don't forbid flying near children outright, they do require pilots to avoid flying directly over uninvolved people and to maintain safe separation, something the auditor is actively doing.
They've been civil, they've been polite, they've been professional. They had concerns which were, in my opinion, a little bit, their concerns were a little bit unreasonable, what they were telling me, but they're not doing it on purpose. They're just trying to do their job right. They call you guys for advice, you've turned up. I can't blame you for turning up because you don't know the situation until you get here. But to tell me I can't do it and don't do it again is wrong, because I can come here tomorrow, or my friend could, and fly a drone here, and they should really go, oh, just ignore him, you know, you can do it legally, right?
When staff are incorrectly told that flying a drone over the site is illegal, that false information tends to spread. The next time someone comes to film lawfully, they face unnecessary confrontation, confusion, and frustration. This cycle wastes police time and public resources. Repeatedly asserting something as illegal when it isn't allows poor practices to become normalized. An uncorrected false claim quickly gains traction, staff act on it, the public believes it, and lawful activity begins to be treated as if it were criminal.
I'm gonna go. Sorry it's happened like this, alright? You've been more than polite, no issue at all.
It shouldn't have gone this far.
No, it shouldn't. I'd gone, I was having some food. I've seen these guys come and thought I'd better pop over, but...
Alright, thank you for coming back over.
I've got no issue, it's just, I feel that you dealt with it badly, but that's your choice.
I'm not dealing with it badly. Look. They've witnessed how I've dealt with it.
What's done is done.
But
it's not a no-fly zone. Anyone can fly the drone here.
I've made that clear to both sides.
Oh,
all right.
Well, you told me I can't do it.
However, like, you know what? There's no. My colleague has explained it, and I've told him.
He's been banged on, yeah.
And I'm dealing with both parties, and I've got my colleague dealing with you.
Busy day, I suppose, as well. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go. Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right.